guys heard those pops, but finally got the gauges hooked up in the car. If you guys can see here, we got boost, we got oil pressure, temp, as well as AFR. Obviously, I already had the AFR gauge because I had the P3 vent gauge, but I needed to get the boost as well as the oil pressure and temp to kind of monitor the car and make sure everything is running how it should. Now, the funny thing is, whenever I was actually doing my my initial pulls, I think it was all of last week, as well as probably halfway through the week previously, I actually had a severe exhaust leak with the car, and I had no idea I had the leak until about 2 or 3 days ago. Now, I think that's possibly the reason why the car actually was not hitting peak boost, and as soon as I got these gauges hooked up, I got the exhaust leak fixed. It actually was leaking from overpipe to the front pipe, and it was a very bad leak. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put a video of the actual leak because it was terrible. Got to hearing all this E85. It's kind of igniting right now. Because there's still a little bit of a technically gasoline, E85, you know, kind of like sitting on the end of the exhaust tip. It was a very, very bad leak. You could literally see it. Now, if you guys can see it properly, I'm not too sure if you guys can with the angle of the GoPro and kind of the lighting that is, you know, right now outside, but at night you guys can definitely see it. I'm actually gonna roll up my window right now. You guys will definitely be able to see it. I'm on map 1 and I'm actually hitting over 7 psi, which I'm technically not supposed to be over 7 psi. I've seen it spike up to 9 psi, but for the most part I'm consistently hitting 8.5 psi on map 1. Now obviously I'm supposed to be hitting around 10 psi on map 2, so when this tune does get revised, the car is going to be fun. It's going to be insanely fun. It already is fun right now, but oh boy. You guys can also see my damn P3 gauge is starting to act up too. Like, you fix one thing and then something goes wrong with the car. It is what it is. So I guess the P3 gauge, as far as the boost, just was not accurate at all. R888's going to work right there. Woo! Yeah, it's igniting. Because all that gas is like on the edge of the exhaust tip. Every time I shift, it's popping, it's igniting. Holy shit. When I get back, I'm gonna take care of some things right now. all the fun. Oh man, he's really gonna stop all the fun. I don't want to go in front of this guy, low key. Oh, he's turning, thank God. Just lane changes for no reason. I'm like, bruh, I don't get it. But anyway, as you guys can see here, hopefully you guys can see it. I kind of was elaborating it on it earlier, but hey, we have to hit those turns because I love hitting those turns, going like 60 with these R888s. The boost and the oil pressure, the temps are on point. The boosts, that's the that's kind of the ooh. Still not mastering this clutch. I don't know. It's a different story every single day I get in this car. But as far as the boost levels, you guys can probably tell when I kind of get on it, I haven't really been getting on it that much because I do have to wait for my tuner to respond back to me. I'm actually over boosting kind of by a lot. Now I am still I'm on map 1. Now if you guys remember, map 1 is 7 psi, 330 wheel horsepower. As you guys saw, sometimes I'm hitting 8.5, sometimes it actually spikes to 9 pounds of boost on map 1. Now it was shown after I put in the AEM gauges. Now everything about the P3 gauge is perfect, AFRs, all that stuff, but it's obviously apparent that whatever boost levels the P3 gauge was displaying they were not accurate. Now on the P3 gauge, while I had the boost leak, it would go to like 6.5. I believe I had, kind of roll my window up right now. I believe I had a boost leak for probably a week and a half, potentially 2 weeks, because when I first got the car off the dyno, the day I got it, and especially the second day, the car was hitting, you know, its 7 psi, or what I thought was its 7 psi, consistently. It'll always hit 7, might hit 6.9, but that's what the P3 boost gauge was reading. Now, ever since I noticed I had that boost leak, even a couple days before that, because I was like, why am I not really hitting 7 psi? But, you know, I didn't really think much of it. It would go like to 6.5, 6.7, 7, you know. I just thought it was just, you know, not hitting it consistently, but it was getting close enough. So I didn't really think too much about it. And on top of that, I was still going through like the revision phase. I didn't really care because I figured once everything got revised, it was gonna hit 7 psi consistently all the time. Now that after I got this AEM gauge, which honestly I think is probably the #1 most important modification you could make on any turbo application, especially for you guys who are running, you know, a boosted BRZ FRS 86, the P3 boost gauge is not accurate, or at least mine isn't. And I'm not too sure if everybody's is like this, but it's not. Mine was definitely not accurately reading boost. I think having an actual boost gauge is mandatory because I'm still on map 1 and I'm hitting 9 pounds. It's peaking to 9 pounds. It hasn't gone over 9 pounds, but it's hitting 9 pounds almost consistently, 8.5, 9 pounds on map 1, and that's almost what I should be hitting on map 2. There goes my P3 gauge kind of acting up again. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's been like cutting on and off ever since I got the dyno tune. I might have to get another one, I'm not too sure, but kind of does that a couple times. But the AFRs are accurate. Everything's accurate, besides like the boost, which just doesn't make sense. But I'm super happy that I went ahead and got an actual boost gauge, because I knew. There it goes, hitting 8. It's consistently hitting 8.5. Sometimes it spikes to 9. You guys need to get an actual boost gauge if you guys are, dude, brother. These drivers today are out of pocket. I highly recommend you guys getting an actual boost gauge, because it wasn't accurate. Another back roads area real quick. You guys, this AEM gauge, I don't know how long it's been doing this. It probably has been doing this like ever since I got off the dyno, honestly. I don't know. And I know I'm not in map 2, because map 2 runs like shit, even before I had the boost leak. And this is feeling good, like, oh my god. I had a feeling there was something messed up with the car, like, maybe about a week ago. I was like, something's not right. But I just thought the car was just like heat soaking because it was hot. But there was a boost leak. And after I got that boost leak fixed, this happened. So, or I guess this was happening. At least it's not spiking over 10. Because if it was spiking over 10, I wouldn't be driving the car. I'd have to get like my revenges locked up before I drive it. Even though like boost spiking really isn't that bad, but up to 9 pounds. I don't even know what the real power numbers the car are making right now. Like, what do you guys think it makes on 9? I have no idea. I'm not even gonna bother putting into map 10. I don't want to know what it's gonna spike to. It probably will spike to like 13, maybe 12, 13. And obviously the car's not tuned on that. I mean, it's tuned up to 10 pounds technically. I'm not gonna run it over 10 because it's not tuned. It's not safe to do that. STI. Every time I see an STI, I'm like, damn, they really do look nice. I'm not gonna lie. My next car needs to be an NAV8.